development partners are there making sure that they get this more?
On behalf of the ministry, I take great pleasure in welcoming you all to this official launch of the strategic plan covering the year 2018-2022 period, which is an important milestone for the ministry. The strategic plan is the foremost policy blueprint that will guide the ministry's implementation of activities, projects, and programs for a 5-year period. The labor and employment sector in Kenya is faced by a myriad of challenges, from high unemployment level, especially among the youth and women folk, increased industrial strikes in the public sector, and particularly, sometimes shamefully, in the key essential sectors. In the social protection sector, the country faces also major challenges of weak community organization and participation. There are also rampant abuse and violation of the rights of the children, older persons, and persons living with disabilities, an increasing demand for social assistance by poor and vulnerable members of society. Because they are not fully capacitated, we have a quite huge segment of the population that surely depend on the goodwill of Kenya government to meet their basic life requirement. Regionally and on the global stage, the two sectors have to contend with a number of emerging issues and challenges which continue to have impact on the implementation of programs and shape government policy. These include rapid changes in the nature of work and the need to address the future of work, portability of social protection benefits, climate change and green jobs, the effects of technology on labor, society in general, and in children in particular, use of social protection initiatives as targeted responses to climate shocks and demographic shifts. The strategic plan we are launching today is the blueprint around which the ministry will organize its efforts to address the emerging issues and challenges as earlier mentioned. This plan has been carefully developed by taking cognizance of the ministry's operational environment and then charting strategic focus to enable it to deliver on its mandate and the Kenya's development aspiration. The document is also a critical communication tool to our internal and external stakeholders. It will empower staff, partners, and the public with a fairly adequate information which they can hold the ministry accountable. This strategic plan has been aligned to the country's national development agenda as principally elaborated in our constitution, the Kenya Vision 2030, and the third medium-term plan 2018-2022, the government's Big Four agenda, the UN Agenda for Sustainable Development, and the Africa's Union Agenda 2063. Flagship projects under the ministry social pillar are aimed at protecting and empowering the poor and vulnerable groups in the society in order to enable them to play an active role in the development process. The relevant flagship projects in the medium-term plan include implementation of the labor market information system, strengthening linkages between industry and training institutions, development and implementation of the National Internship Program, research and training in the occupational safety and health, establishment of ADR for employment and labor-related disputes, the National Social Security Program, commonly known as Inua Jamii, disability mainstreaming, and child all these. If you really dissect the anatomy of this ministry, you really know that the progress this country has made.
We have also streamlined the foreign employment, and we've been able to establish labor attaché offices in Saudi Arabia, Qatar, United Arab Emirates to address labor migration issues. Reforms in the registration and regulation of recruitment agencies to crack down on rogue agencies is also one of the key factors that we've been able to put in place. And negotiation and operationalization of another 3 bilateral labor agreements with Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and the United Arab Emirates, UAE, and the initiation of bilateral negotiations with Kuwait, Bahrain, Lebanon, Jordan, and development and implementation of the pre-departure training programs, which is mandatory for all migrant workers, has been put in place.